Hey guys, it's Kevin from Greensboro, North Carolina. We have a small shop that we repair printers. We've seen some really interesting printers, some really interesting problems.
Hey guys, it's Abby here. So I got this error to close the scanner unit, and originally the scanner unit was closed and I opened it up and I still got the scanner unit. I tried putting a piece of paper in there and I still was getting the error. So I originally thought that it could have been this mechanical sensor that lets you know when the scanner is open and closed. So here I am. I took that LCD panel off and I'm trying to work that back through the back to work that mechanical sensor out. Now that it's popped out, I'm just going to go ahead and take that off of the wire. I'm going to go ahead and get another sensor and then I'll pop that off of that wire and I'll put a new one on onto that white plastic cover. And now I can work that back in. You kind of have to put in one side of it, that longer piece of the mechanical sensor in first so it hooks in the back, and then that other piece will kind of pop in like that. I put the printer back together and powered it on, and I was still getting the error saying to close the scanner unit. I took it back apart and I saw that this wire connecting to the LCD panel was broken, disconnected. So I needed to change that out, which that hadn't happened before, but I thought maybe this is what was causing it, that maybe it was just frayed in there and now it had broke. So here I am back again, just taking off that mechanical sensor and now changing out that whole wiring piece with the new mechanical sensor. And I'll just go ahead and put that back in the same way I did before.
If you have parts that you cannot find online, try to go to BCH Technologies.com. And for example, I'm looking for this mechanical sensor. How about that? Okay. Yeah, just next time check us out if you have a parts that you need.
Now that I got my new wire and new mechanical sensor back on, I can go ahead and put my LCD panel back onto the printer and I can feed my wire under that side cover until it pops out through the top. Once I feed that through, I can work on putting in that FFC cable onto the side of the main board and putting in that wire and screwing in that ground wire, along with putting in 2 screws into the LCD panel to hold it in place to the printer. When I tried to put the power back on, the touchscreen was unresponsive, so I had to try to figure out now what the issue was with the printer. And I tried to change out that FFC cable, thinking that possibly maybe that had something to do with it. I made sure that the pins were facing the correct way, and I tried to line my FFC cable up with the old FFC cable, taking that iron piece off and trying to put it back on and then feed my new FFC cable through my old FFC cable and the old iron piece so it can follow the path of the old FFC cable. That way it's easier when I try to put that back piece onto the front panel. Then I can start to slowly close that back piece to the front of that LCD front panel, and I can screw in that ground wire. Then I can take off that back iron piece on that FFC cable, and I can work on pulling out that old FFC cable because I can now see how my new FFC cable is going to lay down and how it has followed the pattern, and I can try to close up the whole LCD panel together. And here's where I'm going to fit on that iron piece again. I powered the printer back on and I still had the screen unresponsive, so I figured that I would need to go ahead and replace that whole front panel on the LCD. So I went ahead and just unscrewed that ground wire and took off that FFC cable.
Where the heck can you find the whole LCD panel from internet? BCH Technologies.com, of course.
And here I can plug the FFC cable back in, grab my screw and grab my ground wire, pull that back cover closed a little bit, and put my screw in, and then I'll just screw that in. Once I get this all put back together, I can go ahead and put that back onto my printer and put my printer back together with the scanner top back on. And that's when I went ahead and I powered back on my printer, and my screen worked, and it loaded up and powered back on, and it came to my home screen. So, yep, it works. Happy printing.